What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Meal Prep. I don't know if you can tell it, but I am super excited up in here. Today we are going to make something, and I'm going to say it, delightful. If you didn't know, by the way, my name is Sonya. This is Good Day Sonya. We are meal prepping up in here. Today we are making some beef and cheese empanadas. That's right, I said it, beef and cheese empanadas. They're going to be healthy, they're going to be delightful, and they're going to be oh so tasty. All right, this is what we're making today. Let's get started. So this kind of brings me back to when I was a kid. If I'm talking really fast because I really want to get started. This kind of brings me back to when I was a kid, and at my sister-in-law's house, she would always have like empanadas and tamales and then like grits for like Christmas morning. So this is like an homage to that. Homage, yeah. So it is really hot here in Austin, Texas today. It's going to be like 102 degrees. I have this oven on, so I do not want to take all day up in this kitchen. I thought about barbecue, but then I thought I might, pass out and die. So we're going to cook in the kitchen instead, all right? It's hot in here, but at least the air is on. All right, so instead of being over the stove, I have my skillet right here I'm going to use on the table, and then we'll prep everything right here. Throw in the oven for about 25 minutes, and then we are golden, folks. We are golden. All right, so we're making these beef and cheese empanadas, and they're gonna be a little bit higher in carb, a little bit higher in fat. But you know what? Key to meal prepping or any kind of healthy lifestyle is balance. You have to be able to balance. Now, I can't eat salads all day long. I'm just not a rabbit. Although I do love them and I eat them quite often, I want something different. So it's about making things that I love a little bit healthier so I can keep enjoying them. I have it in my macros. I saved this morning. Believe me, I saved so I could have a couple. So if you want something like this, you have to budget it out. Know your macros. Know exactly how much this is going to cost and how much you're going to be left with, and then you can enjoy a beef and cheese empanada too. All right, let's get started on our vegetables and browning those off and get this party started. Right? What song is that? All right, comment down below if you know that song. Let's get this party started.
Y'all want this party started, right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right?
Let's get this party started. All right, so I'm going to use 1/2 of a white onion. You could use Spanish or anyone. This just happens to be that one I have on hand. So let's chop this up. All right, so the white onion's chopped up. Let's go ahead and get started on that green bell pepper. All right, so for this recipe, I'm gonna be using 96.4% lean ground beef. I try to get the leanest I could, so that way I would save on some fat calories. And then instead of using like olive oil, I'm going to use some non-stick spray to save on some more calories, and we'll go ahead and start sauteing these peppers and onions. All right, so while this is sauteing, let's go ahead and add some seasonings to it. Guys, if you like this video so far, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more recipe videos like this, make sure you are subscribed and turn on that bell notification so you are notified when I upload. And if you have any suggestions, if you have any if you want me to make something, leave it in the comments below, and I may do so. All right, let's get back to adding these seasonings to these ingredients right over here. We'll do 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt. Let's go ahead and add in the beef. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Right here. Some of y'all are way too young to know where that commercial is from, but I got the beef. I'm gonna spray a little bit more olive oil in the pan right before I put the meat down. Now 96.4 doesn't make a lot of like grease, so the vegetables will help keep it moist because they're going to release the water that they are holding inside. So you don't need a lot of oil when cooking meat. Just a little bit of non-stick spray. All right, let's go ahead and put the top on and let the meat cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Is this looking good? It's a little hot. As you can see, there's really no grease, nothing to drain because we did it, you know, pretty much without any extra oil, and then we're using very lean meat, so it's not a lot of extra fat there, so nothing to drain. All right, let's go ahead and add some jalapeno and some garlic and some diced tomatoes. 1 jalapeno here, I'm gonna dice up, and we have 3 garlics we're gonna mince. So I diced up my jalapeno. As you can see, I left most of the seeds in, so it's gonna be a little bit spicy. So if you don't want yours as spicy as this, then, you know, remove the seeds out. All right, folks, let's go ahead and add 3 cloves of garlic. Now, depending on size, you may only need 2, or if they're smaller, you might need like 3 or 4. We're gonna use a half a can of diced petite tomatoes, no salt added. Now you wanna drain the liquid so it's not runny, because you know when you go to put the filling inside the empanada, you don't want it to be soggy. So make sure you drain this. And then lastly, let's go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Again, no salt added. Do you see a theme going on here, guys? All right, let's go ahead and saute these for about 3 to 4 minutes. Let all those flavors meld together. Then it's time to start putting it in the pie crust. All right, let's go ahead and take this off, put it in the bowl, set it aside, start working on the crust. All right, so we're gonna be using some pie crust for our shells. So let's get to rolling these out. I got my rolling pin. Do most of you even know what a rolling pin is? That's old school baking there, folks. This is also like a good weapon too. Bam! Get out of my house! All right, just joking. I'm telling you right now, folks, I am sweating bullets up in here. It's better than being outside though. No matter how hot it is out there, it is still cooler up in here. So now I could have went the route of making my own pie crust, but a little bit of flour on the table, and you're gonna rub some on the rolling pin. Little trick my mama taught me. Thank you, mama. Now you just roll it out, but be gentle. You don't want the pie crust to break. I've always been very heavy-handed. I asked all my nieces and nephews when I did their hair growing up, Aunt Sonya, you're doing it too hard. Shut up. Love you guys. All right, so I don't have one of those circular pie crust things, so I'm gonna use a bowl. And I think we should be able to get about 5. All right, so I'm gonna spray this baking sheet with parchment paper with some nonstick spray. And then we'll go ahead and lay down the pie crust. Are they nice and perfect? Now we have all this extra pie crust laying right here. So what do we do with it? We ball it up, roll it out, and we make another shell. And that's what we do with it. We don't waste stuff around here. This is a good stress reliever. You know, this reminds me of when my grandma was in the kitchen and she'd be making those biscuits. Whew! I'm telling you, those were some biscuits she used to make. Although I never learned the secret recipe, I still have like dreams about it, fantasizing about dipping. Never mind, I digress. Although they were made with some Crisco, and you know, everything tastes better with Crisco, right? I think we can get one more out of this. Maybe, we'll see. Tell you right now, I am not the baker. All right, so we made 11 empanada shells out of 2 pie crusts, okay? So this is gonna make 11 servings. All right, so let's go ahead and put some of these together. Got my meat, it's cooled off a little bit so it won't melt the pie crust too much. I've got some fat-free cheese here and a little bit of queso con salsa. Queso con salsa. Queso, whatever. The macros on this aren't too bad. They're about 3 grams of fat for 2 tablespoons, 4 grams of carb, and 1 gram of protein, but we're only gonna be using just a little bit, just to make it that creamy, cheesy goodness. Again, if you have it in your macros, put it in. If you don't, you can leave it out. All right, so we have our shell here. We have our filling that has cooled off, so we'll use 1 dollop of queso. Put the meat right on top. A little bit of fat-free cheddar cheese. And then fold it over. Make sure everything stays in the inside. Press both sides down together. Make it nice and firm. Take a fork and just smash them down like that. And then you have 1 empanada. How does that look? And it only took me 11 tries to get it down perfect. So this is the last one. These are some failed attempts, but you know what? They're still gonna taste good. They're gonna taste good. Let's go ahead and do an egg wash over them so the way the tops can be nice and golden brown, and then put it in the oven. My battery's dying, so we gotta get this going quick. I'm using egg whites versus whole eggs so I can cut back on some of the fat calories. And you don't need a lot. We're just gonna brush the tops of them. All right, let's go ahead and put these in the oven for 25 minutes on 400 degrees. Let's get it. I don't know about you, but I'm getting so hungry I can taste it. All right, I'll see you in 25 minutes for a little beef and cheese empanada. All right, it's been 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and take them out of the oven. I am dying for this. Now, mind you, this is my first time making these, so they're not all pretty, all of them. I got good around number 10, and I made 11 of them, so let's just show you number 11. That's what we'll do. No, we're gonna keep it real. Let's see them all. Now, they don't look bad for the first time, do they? I don't think so. All right. All right, then let's go ahead and just top it with some fresh cilantro, and then serve it with that guacamole salsa. It's pretty darn good. You should check it out. Herdez guacamole salsa mild. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, but it's really good. All right, so I actually got the macros while this was in the oven. I went ahead and figured it out. I made 11 of these empanadas. Each of them is 232 calories, 10.9 grams of fat, 22.2 grams of carbs, and 12.7 grams of protein. So guess who's about to have 2? I'm about to have 2. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna eat all 4 of them. I'm gonna take a picture first, and then I'm gonna have 2. Are you ready for the taste test of all taste tests? Because I surely am. I've been waiting a minute. All right. Calm yourself. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. I'm going in for a big old bite. Don't stop me. It's going down. Oh, that's so good. So good. A little bit of spice, a little bit of crunchiness, Oh, so nice. If I do say so myself, that's pretty darn good. All right, guys, time to wrap this video up. If you watched it this far, go ahead in the comments, leave the word empanada. I'll know that you've watched it, and you're part of the true to the end crew. True to the end crew. Yeah, I just made that up. All right, go ahead and like it, share it. Somebody out there has to be struggling with meal prep and eating the same boring chicken and rice and broccoli. Nothing's wrong with that. I had that last week, but let's kick things up a notch. So go ahead and share this video out there. And if you want to support the channel, I do have a cookbook that I released a couple weeks ago. It's a meal prep thing, volume 1. There will be a volume 2 coming. It has loads of recipes. Some I featured on this channel, some that are brand new. Go ahead and grab yourself a copy. It really does, help support the channel. I can keep making these videos. Other than that, I'm gonna stop talking about that. Other than that, stay focused, stay positive, and keep it moving. I'll see you in the next one. Good day, everybody.